Okay, we're going to explore XQ. Now, I'm not going to go into any of this in any great depth. Let's just have a look at this bit just now. Now, there are three different versions, as you can see down there. XQ Simple, Solution, and Conditional. XQ Conditional is the actual entire book that I wrote, which took me a month. Which doesn't sound like long, but for me that's a long time. And I'm not going to go into that in any detail whatsoever. XQ Solution is to do with Buddhism and mathematics. However, what we're going to be doing is just looking at the easy one, XQ Simple, and that's simply just to do with the maths. So if that's enough of an introduction, let's get on with it. Simple sum, page 53. Try this thought experiment. It is not a logical one or something which requires reasoning. It is more like inviting you to be sensitive to your own mind. Check question to gauge the kind of sensitivity to get the most out of what is to follow. Take a moment to think about what you see following. Now, Einstein said of maths and its application to the universe, the most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. We are told as children that we cannot add together 3 apples and 2 bananas, but it is precisely this operation that explains what eluded Einstein. Okay, so you've had some time to think about it. I've conducted this experiment with my students, and answers indicate the predilection of mind for different forms of thinking. Some see a letter H or B or the digit 6, which indicate an imaginative turn of mind, even more so for those who see a house, a factory, a chair, or even an upside-down flag. A plainer description might be 5 dots or brown, what are they, blue I think, which is going some way to a scientific bent of mind. Some see the relationship or alignment describing a square and a triangle. They are all valid, of course, once pointed out. Now observe the following equation, which even the smallest child treats with familiarity. 3 plus 2 equals 5. So, here is the second thought experiment. Where is the action in this simple sum? Where is the doing bit? Now take a moment to be sensitive to how your mind thinks of it, otherwise the subtlety of the next section may be lost. An entry to XQ will be harder to find. When asked where the action is in this equation, most people say it is in the 3 plus 2 part, where the adding occurs. We can understand this in terms of time, where we start with 3 things and we add another 2 things, which is true of course. However, there is another way of looking at this sentence. Imagine you are looking at a bowl of fruit. There are 3 apples and 2 bananas in it. We can either see the 3 apples and 2 bananas, or we can see the 5 pieces of fruit. That is, the action of the mind is in the equal sign. We are either holding 3 and 2 in our mind, or we are holding the 5. Relate this to the 2 hemispheres of the brain, parts and whole, analysis and synthesis. Relate this to Bertrand Russell's theory of classes. This simple sum becomes the minimal sentence that contains the basic property of classes and language. That is, 3 apples and 2 bananas, or 5 pieces of fruit, as well as capturing the mind's ability to see 2 different ways of seeing the same thing. Instead of thinking of objects that we count in the mighty edifice of science built on suitable mensuration and calculation, what direction of thought are we pursuing here? If addition is reflective of our mind's capacity to contain perception in a minimal language, what then becomes of subtraction? And if this leads to insight, can this be the beginning of appreciating mathematics as a subjectively reflexive exercise? What then is algebra? What calculus? Further, might there be branches of mathematics where doing the maths, purely in thought, transcends consciousness? taken me 4 hours to produce this video. I hope it's been worth it for you. In the same way that I'm suggesting that mathematics has another side, and it depends very much on your sensitivity to conceive. So looking at these images is to do with how it is that you appreciate the aesthetic. I believe this is the case with meaning as well. We're never going to objectify it. We don't. And the same with music. It is our pleasure listening. And so, as an introduction, perhaps, to XQ solution, I propose that the ideal individuals on this planet who can verify whether XQ has any validity whatsoever are Buddhists, are people who meditate, because they might be able to have the cleanliness of mind to be able to sense whether what is being suggested in the booklets are actually valid. And they're going to verify it within their own experience.